To take your ride to the next level? Inflate your tires with tire balls and conquer any terrain on Earth without worrying about tire punctures and flats. Never get stopped by a flat tire again with Tire Ball's virtual flat-proof tire system. Improve suspension, improve traction and handling, and enjoy stability you've never known before. Tire Balls has revolutionized the off-road world, evening the playing fields and giving riders more confidence to tackle those tough obstacles. Tire Balls is perfect for ATV, UTV, motorcycle, motocross, military, industrial, and agricultural vehicles. Get all your Tire Ball and Tire Ball accessories today by calling 724-272-2998 or by emailing pat.offroad@gmail.com. Mention Quad Radio and receive an additional 10% off on already great price products. 2013 sponsorship opportunities can be emailed to the same address. Tire Balls, any terrain, anytime, no flats.
And welcome back to Quad Radio here on a Wednesday, December 12th, 2012, as Quad Radio Live continues its broadcast tonight, and saying thanks to our friends at Tire Balls, a brand new sponsor. They're going to be bringing us here in 2013 the XC2 Review from GNCC Racing. We'll talk a little bit more about that, but just welcoming them aboard right now. Also want to say thanks to our friends at Impact Solutions and ImpactSolutionsATV.com, your factory authorized service center for Elko suspension in Parkersburg, West Virginia. Actually, ImpactSolutionsATV.com is what you want to dial them up there on the World Wide Web or on Facebook at Impact Solutions. And also thanks to our friends at SSI Decals, SSIDecals.com. SSI actually designed the Quad Radio logo. They provide our stickers, and also we got some banners, and we say thanks to those guys for all the hard work that they do for not only Quad Radio, but ATV racing in general. And I think this next guy that we're going to be talking to here tonight, Mr. Nick Denoble, can probably speak volumes on one guy named Ian Harris from out there in that heartland from SSI Decals. As we say, good evening once again, and welcome to Mr. Nick Denoble. Nick, what's going on, buddy?
Nothing. I mean, I just got home from work. I just checked in about 15 minutes ago. Nothing. Just been working a lot, and just got home. Been working, trying to get those 40, 50, 60-hour weeks in yet. So trying to slow down. But mentioned about Ian. Yeah. I mean, I can say a lot about Ian Harris. Great guy. I mean, he's been behind me and my family for about 4 years now, and my dad owning that sewer and water company. Ian helps us out with John Deere stickers for the company. I mean, he helps me out with racing. He helps me out with my new shop, and he helps my dad out. I mean, him and his family are our family. So I mean, Ian's a great guy. Anybody needs graphics, get a hold of Ian at SSI. I supply SSI decals also. Get a hold of me. Awesome people to work with.
Wow, new shop. You said, and you supply SSI decals, so I got to wonder if maybe new shop means that you've got yourself quite possibly an ATVing shop.
Yeah, I after breaking my foot in June, I started some guy Bob Colin from Illinois here. He's selling one of my race bikes, and sold one of my race bikes, and he's pretty happy with it. So I actually had, I had two bone stock TRXs yet, and I mean, everyone knew I wasn't going to keep racing that year. So figured we'd sell the bikes, and he just he asked me if I'd build a bike for him, and then one of his buddies wanted a TRX, so I started with Bob. I gave him a good deal on the race bike. His kid Drake, he used me racing for me in 2013 under the Minnesota series, and those guys just wanted me to build them a bike. They're happy with it the way it turned out. I was kind of mad because it turned out better. I personally thought it turned out better than my bikes. So it was like, I mean, I kind of wanted to keep them. But he had them. I mean, he paid for it. He was happy with it, and one of his friends, and his friend that bought one for me also, he was happy with it. And then just started from there. I started calling Bobby Boyer from Lone Star and Nate and Mike Walsh. I just started talking to them because, I mean, as soon as I built those quads, Bob and his buddies just spread the word around Illinois. I mean, this started happening probably August, September, and then I just started having people bring dirt bikes to me and say, hey, you know, what could you do for $1,000? Could you repowder coat, blah, blah. You know, I mean, I'm all about the flash. I mean, you got to have good-looking stuff. You got to have good-looking stuff to keep the sponsors happy. I mean, for $1,000 to redo a whole fuller dirt bike, I mean, that's I mean, it's still good money to be putting out of your pocket, but that's how I picked up some of the sponsors I have. You know, I mean, everyone knows that if they go to the national race, they're going to see Nick Denoble with a full wrap rig. You know, I mean, that's how. I mean, that's why I promoted it. But back on the subject, I just started doing it with that, and then one of my sponsors, Dan Pamper from Tuttletown Oil, he owns a chain of a branch of Shell gas stations up here. His kid, I mean, his stepson races dirt bikes, and I mean, he's going to college now, and I mean, I just asked him, hey, would you let me do your bike up for free? I mean, I got a handful of riders that I'm helping out, but like I said, I got full line of Lone Star for anyone, Elkas. I mean, I can get Fox, Walsh. I mean, it just started progressing from there, and it's like I knew with this foot thing, my racing wasn't going to be back to where it was, and I scared the girlfriend and scared the kids, and I mean, scared myself. Where it's like, you know, I don't want to get out of racing. Racing's in the heart, and it's always going to be with you. Like everyone said, racing's a family. Well, you know, I've just because I won't be at all don't mean I'm not going to be there. You know,
right.
You know, and that's where I got the idea for doing the shop. You know, I mean, it's a good way for me to make a little side money, and then I'll still help the racers out also. I mean, there's things I'll help them out on where they come out of my pocket and stuff. So, I mean, it's just I enjoy building bikes. I mean, I build all my bikes by myself, and I've always have done that, and it just keeps my rocks off doing it. So, it just went from there. I mean, I got a women dirt bike rider here locally, Caitlin Falk. I got Nick Deacon running 250A on a dirt bike. I'm gonna be running 250B on a dirt bike. I'm gonna be running Quad A. Yep, I'm gonna do Quad A, and then there's another Quad B rider, AJ Vanakin, over here that I grew up, went to school with him, and went to school with him, and just, exactly like me and you and Kevin and Brad were talking about. Like everyone starts out as an amateur, you know, and I know how it is with my dad supporting me my whole life racing. I know how it is being the underdog, not having a lot of money and wanting to do what you love. So that's where I'm trying to help out these local kids. And I mean, I got a handful of people at the Fuller Nationals that I got in mind for helping out. I mean, me and Kyle Fix, I'm gonna be helping Kyle Fix out this year.
Wow.
My buddy Tyler Hamrick, I'm sure he's on here right now. I'm gonna try helping him out as much as I can, and you know, Nick Moser. I mean, like I said, I mean, pro riders. I know what pro riders expect, and I can't give that out. And I know, and I know what it takes in pro-am. I mean, hey, $2,000 here or $2,000 worth of parts. Hey, that helps out. Where I mean, $2,000. That's a full season on tires.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I mean, I'm just trying to get this 1-2-3 customs out there. I know you gotta to give to receive. So I mean, I'm helping my local riders on it, and I'm gonna get out to the nationals. Just sign a contract this Tuesday actually. A lot of people have been wondering what I'll be doing next year. Be riding the Can-Am next year. So,
wow.
Really? You know, I sold like I said, I sold all my Hondas. I mean, I had so many parts laying around where I could build bikes and make money off of it. And
well, it's funny. I was going to ask you because I was wondering, whether you were going to come up with new motors for next year. I was wondering whether Honda was going to continue with what they did last year, and sending out new motors. But now you've gone to Can-Am. Welcome to Jimmy Odell.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, it's exactly Jimmy Odell. That's where it started. Everyone knows I'm a good strutter. I mean, the past couple of seasons it's been getting better and better. And I mean, Jimmy Odell's been talking to me and my dad for the past couple of years, and he started getting serious at it at I think it was Illinois. He started getting serious about it, and then we started talking a little bit. But then 2 runs later, I broke my foot, and I didn't. Me and Jimmy. I mean, I kind of as soon as that happened, I kind of went to the wayside with the racing. I mean, it sucked seeing not being on track and watching it going on and not be able to race. So me and Jimmy lost contact for a little bit, but then I got a hold of them probably September whenever I got my rods took out when I was walking again. He gave me an offer for Can-Am. We just went from there, but I'm not. I mean, it's not what people think. Well, a factory Can-Am deal. I mean, those new 2013 Can-Ams with the 5 floats on them. I mean, that's pretty nice bike for buying stock. And state of Wisconsin just started getting Can-Am contingency. And I mean, Yamaha don't do it. I mean, look at it. I mean, there's not a whole lot of contingency at nationals. So I mean, it was a lot for Can-Am to step in to start doing regionally. And like Jimmy Odell told me that, I mean, Can-Am wants to start going regionally and start spreading it out through the states. And I mean, nationals got it out there, but as soon as you start getting more racers, like say I don't do all the nationals next year, and you start seeing me do District 16 and me kicking butt on the Can-Am. I mean, locally, everyone will look up to the. I mean, locally, everyone looks up to the pros. And they'll say, "Wow, look at Denoble. He's just killing on that Can-Am." No, I think I'm gonna go try one out. I mean, but people locally watch the Can-Ams on NBC Sports, watching races and stuff. I mean, they don't see it. They don't see the person growing up, part of the racing, and I don't know. I mean, I guess I really don't know what I'm getting at, but.
Well, no, that actually, I understand what you're saying, because Kawasaki and Suzuki both, I mean, let's face it, their motocross programs, Kawasaki started handing out contracts to kids.
Yep.
And look what happened. I mean, they got, Ricky Carmichael came up green, and Bubba came up green.
Yep.
And now, granted, they moved away when they got to the pro ranks, but you know as well as I do, when you get to the pro ranks, it's when you have to go a whole season in a whole country, it's going to take more than here's a bike and tell us what you think of the parts.
Yeah.
Well, no, I need a lot of parts.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, exactly.
But it's you're right. It's grassroots is the best thing you can do. I mean, look at any ATV.
Mm-hmm.
It's a small series, but it isn't a small series because it's the second largest behind the pro ATV in the country.
Yep.
And, who does everybody go to? Well, if you can't do all the nationals, well, I'll just stay in New England and kick butt. And there's a lot of people, a lot of sponsors that are sitting back and going for the regional stuff, as you said.
Well, that's where it's at. That's where the heart of everything is, if you think about it. I mean, until we get to the point where where we get the spectators and stuff that everybody keeps talking about, I think the buddy system is something that works pretty well as a pretty good marketing campaign to dabble in the regional side of things, because I think you know as well as I do, whenever you go out to an event, a local event, whenever you watch these guys and people are first getting into it, they're looking at everything that everybody's riding. They're looking at every part they're using. They're saying, what's making that boy over there go so fast? Maybe I need to get one of them so my boy can go that fast. And
He's got foot caps on his quad. That makes him faster.
Exactly. Now, when you get to the national level, it's a little different. You're not so influential on the riders as you are the spectators at that point. So, that's where the television coverage and, the internet coverage, the, everything that goes along with the national scene, that's where the sponsorship dollars go so much further for them on that end of it. But, Kevin, you had said, you talked about Kawasaki giving contracts away to amateur riders and bringing up folks like Carmichael and Stewart and those guys. And if you think about it, right now in the ATV side of things, whether we realize it or not, and I'm seeing it on the GNCC, and I think I've seen it in the ATV motocross as well, I think I'm seeing a lot more youth on Yamahas. And Can-Am has a DS model from like a 70, maybe even as low as a 50, but a 70 right on up through a 450, the sport ATVs that can be raced. And, with what Nick was saying, and we've seen this, and we've seen it with a lot of the pullback from the national teams and stuff. I don't think we're going to see the factory support from Can-Am with the pro riders that we've seen in years past. And I think what they're doing is they're taking those efforts and they're doing exactly what Nick's talking about. They're putting it into that grassroots program. They're regionalizing it. They're putting it into the amateur programs at the Nationals to entice those riders that do race the Nationals to race Can-Am products. And so
even look at the DRRs, and now that's grassroots.
Yeah,
50, 70, 90. An American company going out there and putting out a product that every single kid, it's like a PW50.
Yeah.
Yep. The best investment you could ever make in a motorcycle is a PW50. You buy it used for $500, you race it for 3 years, and you sell it for $500.
Yep.
And, it's the perfect motorcycle. Nothing you ever get will be that cheap again.
Well, Nick.
And speaking of regional, and I got to bring this up, Nick, because I'm thinking of it at this point, and I'm ADD, so I always go off, as most of the people that listen to me know. Wisconsin riders. Man, I don't know where you're coming from, but we have got some fast Wisconsin riders that have come out to TT, and you've proven it in quad racing. I don't know whether it's carryover from the long winter and you're just tired of being cooped up in a house, or you're on a snowmobile and all of a sudden you got traction. But the Wisconsin riders are just some incredibly fast riders and very smooth. And the best thing about it, you guys don't get rattled. It's very hard to get into the Wisconsin riders' heads that I've met lately.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's about. Maybe it's the cheese. I don't know, but the compliments are out to them.
Don't you know?
Don't you know? Oh yeah.
I don't know. I mean, exactly. I mean, there are a lot of. I mean, there's been a lot of fast Wisconsin riders. I mean, you'd expect all the Yankees up north here. I mean. Everyone expects all of us to be slow. I mean, to be slower because we only get a ride 7 months out of the year. But I mean, I don't know what it is. I mean, I think it's that snowmobiling. I mean, if you live in Wisconsin and you haven't rode a snowmobile, I mean,
you're pretty much retarded.
Yeah,
okay, I can't say that, can I?
No.
Just slow.
I mean, it's. I mean, I don't know. I mean, like back when I first started, I first started like getting into four-wheelers race. It was 2004, and I was locally A class in 2005, and I had Corey Goss here that rode for Jansen, Eddie Dejanette that rode for Jensen, and they traveled all around the Nationals, and from there. I mean, they got it from Gus. I mean, Gus, he's just a machine, and I mean, I don't know. I think we're just bred with competition because I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I
don't know either, but I like we have a pro riders. He just come out in the last 2 years, Dustin Hoffman.
Okay.
And you can't rattle him.
Mm-hmm.
No,
And he just kind of rides around there, and it's like he's deaf. You can't get in his, you can't get in his head.
Mm-hmm.
And again, and there's two other kids that have come along with him, and just fantastic riders. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the cheese. Maybe it's the milk. Maybe it's the long winters.
Maybe it's hockey. But do you guys play a lot of hockey and get real aggressive in the winter? Is that what happens?
I don't know. That's the thing. I think it's just because, wintertime down in Florida, even Tennessee, you still can ride until December and then take January off or the half of February, and you can still ride again. Up here in Wisconsin, it was weird this year. Everyone knows. But it was 70 degrees 2 weeks ago, and now it's only like last night. It was 12 degrees. It just puts us in a crappy mood where I'm sick of this cold. I just want to go out. I just want to go out. Right? If there's gonna be snow, have a lot of snow.
Yeah.
If it's gonna be cold and there ain't gonna be no snow, let it be warm so we have some activity to do.
Well, at least
Wisconsin has a lot of hard working people here. Everyone knows traveling the country, you get to experience different states, different ethnics, see how people are, and I'll tell you now, Wisconsin, Illinois, Iowa, Minnesota. That region. I've been all over, and we're probably one of the top 3 hardest working bred people, I guess.
Yeah.
You go into Florida, and it takes some guys to pave a 1 mile highway. It takes them 3 months. It'll take us.
But you do the whole highway across the state in 3 months. You don't have a choice.
Yeah, you don't have much choice, man. You got to work while the weather is with you. Make hay while the sun shines.
Funny, Robbie, when we were on break and you were with the commercial, I said, so Nick, what are you doing for the winter? Are you training down in Florida? He's like, no, I'm training here.
Yep.
What?
Yep.
Oh my God.
There's two indoor motocross tracks in the state of Wisconsin. There's a sandbox which just got bought by a new company up in like Indianapolis area, and then there's another indoor motocross track that I'll probably go this weekend. There's that place, and it's what else can you do? Back in 2009 and 2010. I was big into snowcross, which helped out a lot. I stayed by Doug Gus' house all year round racing four-wheelers. I'd stay there, work for him for a month or so, and then we start making snow and ride snowmobiles. And I don't know. It's
I know why. Because I've never raced snowcross, but I watch it on TV, and you have to get the whole shot. You have to get away because I don't want that guy behind me landing on my back.
Yep.
Not happening.
Yeah. I'll tell you that right now. There's probably a couple of my snowcross buddies listening to this, but I'll tell you right now, snowcross is, I don't give a crap, and I'm just gonna jump, and if I land on someone, tough luck. They don't care in snowcross compared to motocross.
I've seen that.
That was a big eye opener. Like snowcross, they'll come into you and they'll throw the whole sled in you. And if you roll your sled 10 times, you get in their face. Well, you're the one who's a dumb donkey.
A dumb donkey.
Well, you clean that up good.
So, that's one thing. The four-wheelers are a lot safer than the snowcross. Snowcross, you got a 700-pound sled. You get landed on it. That track, on those sleds, you got that sled just pinned the whole time when you're in the air. on the ground, I mean, you got a track that's doing 70 miles an hour with 2-inch picks coming on you. I mean, it's pretty dangerous, and that's the thing. Those guys just don't care.
Oh, man.
See, now we know why they're as fast as they are.
Exactly. That's pretty wild. Now, Nick, moving on here, one of my questions was about the snowmobiles, so we see what's going on there. Now, as far as racing, you'd mentioned earlier that you were going to be hitting a local indoor series, and in the earlier segment, did you mention that this would hinge on what kind of your plans were as far as the racing into things for 2013? Did I understand that correctly?
I don't know. But I don't know. Like I said before, I honestly didn't know if I was in a race this year, and I mean, who even knows it? Even if I will, I mean, this weekend, going to this indoor motocross track, this weekend's gonna be the final decision if I'll be riding or not. But I don't know.
Well, let me ask you this. Don't you think that's putting an awful lot of pressure on yourself for one event to be able to go and everything go well enough for you to say, yep, this is what I want to do? I mean, you could go that weekend. I mean, there could be Murphy's Law. I mean, it has been a while since you've ridden, remember, and raced since your incident there at High Point, basically. So, I mean, how can you put so much weight on one weekend like that?
I don't know. I mean, I've been born and raised to bust your butt and get at what you want, and being off the bike for 6 months and finally getting my machines together. It's do or die. You know, I mean, it's no risk, no rewards. I mean, there's a race Sunday and the practice is Saturday. That Saturday practice, I mean, I know I'm out of shape. I haven't touched a roller in 6 months, but Saturday, I know being a pro what it takes to be even close to to being pro caliber, and I know I haven't lost a lot of it. I mean, I know I lost a little of it, but after this crash, it just boosted my confidence up and made me realize a lot. And it's like, you know what? I had a lot of people at the Nationals put a lot of weight on my shoulders each weekend. I mean, you have a dad who's spending hundreds of thousands of dollars to keep you racing, travel around the nation, and I mean, you want to keep him happy. I mean that's a lot of weight on your shoulders. I mean, I guess I've just been born and raised that way. Where, you know, I mean, I know it's a lot, but hey, I mean, you're at a point too in your life. I mean, family is becoming a pretty big thing. I know that you and your girlfriend have got a baby or two or something like that. I know that, you know, you're... 9.
Huh?
It's an or 9, you know.
Or 9. You haven't got 9 kids, have you?
No
okay.
way.
Okay. But I mean, because we're looking at the big picture, because you had a lot of time to sit around. I mean, here you are. I mean, you're at a good point in your career. I mean, things are actually looking up, I think, whenever you had the incident take place there at High Point. And, you know, that was a big letdown. So I'm sure, you know, you went from somewhat of a high to a complete low, and you've had a lot of soul searching to do, I guess, in the last 6 months. Yeah.
Like you said, I mean, me and my girlfriend Jenna, we have 2 amazing girls. One's 3.5 and one's 6 months. And the girls, Jenna's been raised around racing, and I mean, it is a point in my life where I need to make a decision. That's the thing. I mean, my dad's getting older, and he's not getting any younger. So me, my brother, and my sister have to take over the family business. I mean, I can't be racing my whole life. I mean, I know I'm 23 years old with 2 kids, and I race pro motocross. That's very rare, and and it's opened my eyes. Sitting here for 6 months, doing absolutely nothing, spending family time and just working, and I need to make a decision, but I know I know I can't keep racing nationals with a family at 23 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know what, Nick? Let me take it back the other way a little bit there. You can look at it as a bad thing, but you can also look at it another way. Kind of like David Bradshaw did when he turned around and took some time off. Now, granted, you didn't want to take the time off, but you finally got a chance to sit back and look at the other side of it.
Yep.
Now, you got to appreciate your children and your wife, and you obviously you had to walk away from racing for a while, because I know what it's like when you're on injury time. And it's like, I'll go to the races and sit. It's like, I can't go to the races and sit. I want to kill somebody.
Yeah.
But you did get a chance to reflect, and do you think it was a little bit healthy that you got another look and to say, like, I can't do this my whole life, but I sure can focus on next year and say, you know what, I got another year left.
Yeah.
And I got to appreciate my kids, and I know I'm going to appreciate them even better next year. But you know what? Maybe that step back, maybe I can go out there and give Joel Hetrick hell this year, even if he does lose.
I don't know if Hetrick's actually calling. I don't know if Hetrick's listening to this, but talking about whips, I want to challenge him to a whip competition.
Oh, I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
I haven't rode the bike in 6 months, and I just want to take some anger and just.
Okay, Joel, the gauntlet is out there.
Maybe we can set.
If he isn't listening, I guarantee you somebody's tweeting right now.
Oh yeah.
maybe we can set up a whip contest between you guys on Friday night at Aonia Pass or something.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that'd be. And that's another thing, like making this decision about racing, and like what's going to go forward for me. A lot of people have been wondering if I was going to do nationals, what I was riding, blah 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 blah. Well, like last year was probably one of the less stressful years I've ever had. Lone Star and SSI backs me up 190%, and my dad didn't have to stick that much money into it because I got so much support from SSI and Lone Star and Grand Central.
Wow.
And Chance and Motorsports. And that made me realize that I'm actually pro riders know. Racing pro motocross, it's a job. It's just like any job. You're gonna get sick of it, blah 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 blah. But I finally realized, I'm having fun. I'm taking top 5 finishes, and now seeing what I did last year, I know I can improve that by 10 times. And just for everyone's information, I'll be at Aonia Pass for the first round for sure. And,
well, I guess you will be. You're going to be tired of winter by then.
Oh yeah.
Well, good.
I'm sick of it already. I'm sick of the weather. I was never. Yeah, I was never a big cold weather guy, but like I said before, if it's gonna be cold, there better be 5 feet of snow outside. But my plan, a lot of people have been wondering. You can do all the nationals. I plan on doing for sure 4. I'm gonna be doing Aonia Pass if I get a horseshoe up my butt and take podium there. You just might see the 1, 2, 3 Customs Can-Am going to every national. But I plan on doing Aonia Pass, Illinois, Indiana, Redbud, and that's already almost half the series. And
right.
Redbud, that's basically your backyard.
Yep. And my dad and my brother. Me and my brother probably. Of course, my brother's my best friend, and he told me, he goes, Dad, Dad's seen what you went through with this foot thing, and he knows in your eyes, seeing you sit there for 6 months, that he'll give you another year to do it. I mean, I know I have the people behind me to do it, and I know my family's behind it, and I know my girlfriend deep down inside is behind it. Me and her had the talks, but it's just a reality about money, you know. I mean, 23 years old, 2 kids, I got a house, I got acreage to pay for, and I mean,
welcome to reality.
Exactly. And I mean, I probably had a dozen people say that to me in probably the last 2 weeks, just about it, and it's like, exactly, reality really set in, and it's, I mean, do I see the ATV industry getting better? Yeah. I mean, I know we've been saying this for 2 or 3 years, but, you know, everything hits a rock bottom and everything gets better. And ATV racing all together, and even dirt bike racing all together have hit rock bottom, and we're just on a rise up. And I know Honda's going to be coming out with a bike in the next couple of years, and
I hope so.
And Suzuki's supposed to be coming out with a new design, and I mean, that's the thing. It's like, in 2-3 years, yeah, I might not be in it, but the 123 Customs will be in it, and they'll be bringing. I mean, the factories, people knowing that the factories are going to be coming back is going to bring more amateurs in, and then that's what's going to get the exposure back up. And I mean, I don't know. It's reality set in, and that's every kid wants to race their whole life. I mean, I grew up wanting to be a monster truck driver. That never happened. But I mean, then I
close to it.
Yeah,
monster quad.
Yeah, I mean, I think it takes a little bigger, to race a four-wheeler on a monster truck.
Yeah, more cojones at least.
Exactly. Yeah, I didn't know the right word to say.
I'll probably get yelled at later for that too.
We're not going to yell.
I mean, I've grown up to race a motocross, and like I said before, we're a family. I'm going to stick behind it. Even if I'm not racing, I'll be there supporting people, supporting my team, supporting my racing family. And like I said, I mean, Joe, I know a lot of people talk down on Joe Bird and whatever. Not to
never.
But you know what? He enjoys his racing. That's why he started this Joe Bird quad riding team. And that's where I want to get. I want to get to have a full semi. I mean, pretty much what I want to get is just like the Hart and Huntington Supercross. But
right. That's one of the things that quad or pro quad has suffered from. Pretty much everybody moves up in supercross, motocross in the industry. But in ATV, unless you've got a really good parts company, they kind of fade away, and it's a shame. The industry really needs to support their vet, their pro vet riders, and move up better for the industry. And I'm not saying that they don't, but there's a lot more money in the supercross than there is in the ATV racing.
I mean, there's Ryan Dungy winning that pro championship this year. Yeah, he made a lot more money than Chad Weenan did, and it's. I mean, I don't know that for a fact. I don't know if Chad's listening or not. I mean, I'm sorry for saying that, but yeah, the dirt bikes definitely make more. But exactly, I mean, everyone uses a four-wheeler. I mean, there's rednecks over here, plowing cow crap right now, probably using a four-wheeler. I mean, racing started with dirt bikes and three-wheelers. I mean, we're all the same. I mean, dirt bike riders will always talk crap about four-wheeler guys, but you know what? I ride both of them, and I'll tell you right now, dirt bikes are hard to ride to go fast. I mean, to go fast on a dirt bike, you got to be good, but that's another thing. I mean, the industries listen to what people say about four-wheelers and dirt bikes and stuff like that, where everyone just needs to quit talking crap about four-wheelers and dirt bikes and just get along. I mean,
Yes.
Not trying to get off the subject, but I mean, there's 3 tracks up here in Wisconsin, 3 of the best tracks. Like there's Tigerton. Me, my dad, and Doug Gus built that, and we're trying to get it to be a national track. They completely canceled 4-wheelers just because there's only 30 riders. I understand there's more dirt bikes, but a lot of quad guys went to dirt bikes because it's cheaper. Well, treat us all the same. The factories, the factories, yeah. Well, I don't know. I'm not a factory team manager or whatever, but that there is always going to be tension between the dirt bikes against the 4-wheelers. Even in the factory.
It's a shame. We should be fighting the good fight together. We're running into it down here also. We're losing tracks because, well, first of all, the numbers aren't there. But second of all, you get some dumbass rednecks that'll tear something up at the track, and they're like, you know what, 50 riders, and you just trash my restroom and put an M80 in the toilet. Yeah. We don't need this. No more quads.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like we need to change things. And
yeah.
And Robbie, you face the same thing. You and Smitty both. Where you're at the Nationals, and it's like, dudes, you have got to be more professional.
Yeah, it's like, come on, guys, grow up.
Yeah, I do have to admit,
put the team shirt on and act like a professional.
I don't know what it is about the mentality of, and I'm not going to. I hate to do it like this, and just to let you know, we are going to be wrapping things up here in just a couple minutes. But the thing about it is, of all the genres of racing that I've dealt with in my 20 years of race announcing, from local motocross to the ATV motocross, GNCC, Lucas Oil Pro Motocross Nationals, Loretta Lynn's, Winter Nationals, Enduro Cross, you name it. Of all these genres that I have been associated with, one of the toughest markets is the ATV MX crowd. It's gotten better.
Absolutely.
The core group has gotten a lot better in the last few years. I think the recession kind of maybe weeded a few of the old players out because, for whatever reasons, but and in time in general. But we got a good core group of people, and it's gotten better, that's for sure. But still, they are the rebels, kind of, if you will. You'd almost assume that the GNCC crowd would be the rebels. They're the good old farm boys. It seems like that. It seems like a lot of the ATV MX guys are just, and I don't mean this in any disrespect, but they're just kind of misfits. You know what I mean? They're not true misfits.
Well, yeah, and let's face it, all racers are pretty much loner misfits.
Yeah.
I'm one of them. You're one of them.
Yeah.
Nick, I'm sure you're one of them. We don't fit in. But at the same time, and the questions I'm asking, it's not, I'm not looking to put anything down. My God, I'm trying to promote races.
Yeah.
And it's very hard, but you can't get a track. And
yeah.
Like, what do we do?
And the thing about it is, we got to keep the good family values, and that's what we've got. And even saying that about ATV motocross, they're a good group of people. They're good family-oriented people. And once you get to know these people, I know that there's a lot of tension between different promoters and stuff because the crowd is a little different than what they're used to, so it's a little different going into different venues and stuff like that. But it is a good crowd, it is a positive crowd, and it is a positive family atmosphere, and that's what needs to be projected to everybody whenever we've been out. And I think that's what we've been able to accomplish. And I think that's where we're seeing a lot of good things coming from the youth classes and the amateur classes right now. And I think that also is where all that good competition is coming from, because we have got good quality individuals racing, these individual misfits, if you will, racing. They all come together. They're all talented, and they're all able to put it together right there, and it's starting to show, and I think those youth and amateur classes are showing a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, and I know we gotta get off soon, but this is what I also want to throw out there. I mean, people are asking me why I'm sponsoring dirt bike people. You know, I'm a quad guy, and I go on with all dirt bike guys. This is another step to move forward about this whole bickering on each other. The quads tear apart roots. Dirt bikes have too deep roots. Well, you know what? I'm going to be riding 250 and quad AM rollers, proving to everyone that, hey, you know, four-wheelers are just as equal as dirt bikes. I'm a pro four-wheeler guy, and I'm sponsoring more dirt bike people than four-wheelers, you know. And it's just
Nick, God bless you.
You know, and that's where I'm trying to get at. It's like I know locally here losing these tracks. I mean, it hurt me four-wheeler wise because they see me grow up, and it sucks.
But in order to have a business, you've got to go to where, like the promoters do, you've got to do what they do, and you've got to cater a little more to the two-wheel side of things.
Yep. But you know what? And the thing is, though, now, I mean, there's people, I mean, there's dirt bike, I mean, like this Caitlin Folker that I'm sponsoring. I knew who she was. She knew who I was because I was a pro four guy. But you know what? That's a thing where now, like, she's a dirt bike rider, and I'm sure every dirt bike rider talks crap about floors, but now she's talking positive about floors because, hey, you know, my team owner's a pro floor guy. I see him. He's fast as he's the fastest guy here.
And I'm seeing it across the board. Johnny Gallagher, whenever he was on a few moments ago, he had mentioned it. Chris Bach, Stu Baylor. Those are just two names that I can come up with off the top of my head, but there's a lot of those guys. Charlie Mullins even going down and playing with those guys on the four-wheelers and stuff like that. I've heard other motocross guys. I was out in California at Lake Elsinore, and I was talking with Ricky Carmichael, and somehow or another, he obviously, I've somehow or another become Quadney instead of Rodney. Everybody's starting to know me as a quad guy. But, you know, maybe that's nothing bad. I ain't got a problem with that. I mean, I just love racing in general, and if people associate me with ATV racing, and if that helps it, hey, man, I'll be Quadney. I don't care. But whenever I talked with Ricky was talking about the ATVs, and somehow or another, you know, he was talking about seeing these guys ride. I can't remember if it was at Steel City or where, but, you know, and he's associated with a couple of guys over the years, I guess. But he's pretty impressed with it. And not only him, but other motocross stars that, you know, that I've talked to over the time. Michael Lessie's dad, he was impressed with it. We were talking at Unadilla, we were talking about the ATV motocross, because I said, yeah, man, I said, you know, I got to be here 3 times this year. This is my 2nd time. And they just called me here this week. And, you know, I was here for the ATV motocross a couple of weeks ago. And, you know, we got to talk about. I mean, there is a respect being gained out there.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's where it needs to get to, where people need to respect us, tracks need to start respecting us, because you know what? Everyone's bringing in the same amount of money, and a 250A class is the same entry fee as a quad A class. We're all bringing in money. We're all supporting the sport. Just support each other.
Yep.
You know, I mean, come on. We're all family. And
yep, we are.
Yeah, anything like that.
Yep, we are. And Nick, Johnny Gallagher said he was going to race an extreme dirt track. Is that something that you might find up your sleeve sometime?
I'd like to. Honestly, I would. But I'm pretty sure the old lady is giving me a look right now, a bad look, where we're going on.
Hey, Nick, we'll get you a machine. I'll get you a machine to race.
I mean, honestly, if I could do one, I would, hands down, I'd be there Wednesday night ready to go.
Well, and the other thing about it is, if the wife watches it, she's going to say, this is what you need to be doing.
Are you just trying to talk me into starting a new career?
Hey, you've got a pretty good business acumen, and we need somebody like you coming over into dirt track racing.
I mean, I'd definitely be down to try it. I mean, like I said, I've done it before. I've enjoyed it, and it's safer, and there's a lot more horsepower probably. And I mean,
there's definitely more horsepower.
Yeah. The more ponies, the better.
The more ponies, the better. There you go. Well, guys, I hate to cut you short, but it is running really late, and I just want to say thanks to you guys. Kevin, thanks for being on hand with me tonight, man. And
absolutely, anytime at all.
And also,
I'm sorry. I'll make a blanket apology for everybody I offended tonight. And I'll come back and offend them again next week or something.
Yeah, same goes for me. So
there you go. Hey, Nick, good luck, man, and I'll see you at the motocross track.
Yeah, definitely. And good hearing from you, and maybe we'll keep in touch and get a GP thing going.
Absolutely.
All right, Nick.
I mean,
go ahead.
I appreciate you having me on here. I just want to say thanks to all my fans, family, and everyone listening in, and tune in to QuadRadio every week. I mean, it's good catching up with everyone. So thanks to everyone.
Well, thank you. Thank you very, very much. And, again, I just want to say thanks to Kevin, and I want to say thanks to Nick. I want to say thanks to Brad there earlier. I want to let you know if you're just tuning in, stand by. We're going to have the actual replay coming up here in just a couple of moments of QuadRadio, and we'll start from the top with Brad and roll it on through, and you'll be able to catch it on QuadRadio.com, also on Ustream, as we'll be running that replay back for you here in just a few moments. On behalf of our friends at Tire Balls, at SSI Decals, and, of course, Impact Solutions, and also my guest tonight, Brad Riley, Nick Denoble, and my co-host tonight, Mr. Kevin Bailey, I'm Rodney Tomlin. This is QuadRadio.